for Steve Jobs. So today, we're going to be cooking apples in memory of Steve Jobs. The two things we'll be making today are southern fried apples and apple waffles. First though, we're going to start off with the southern fried waffles because they take about 15 minutes to saute, 15 to 20.
The waffles or the apples?
What did I say?
You said the waffles.
Ignore me. I meant the apples. I almost did it again.
He meant the apples.
We're making apples. We're frying them in a sauteing pan. We're sauteing them, if you will, in a pan, not a pot. Today, though, we'll be making 8 apples. I mean, we have 8 apples. We're going to be cooking 8 apples. Right. So, for fried apples, you'll need 8 apples. Also, a 1/4 cup of butter. You'll also need a teaspoon of cinnamon. We also have a tablespoon.
What's the tablespoon for if we need
the cinnamon challenge for you. Doing it right now. We're going to need a tablespoon of cinnamon. There we go. Dig in. Now that it smells delicious in here, we're going to start cooking. First, we need 8 apples. We'll get that apple. We'll cut these apples into delicious frying slices. Please, William. In order to cut apples into delicious frying slices, slice it down the middle. Lie it on its flat side. Slice it again. And slice it again. Cut your fingers off. I'm not taking you to the hospital.
All right. So we'll do it like this.
Good. And repeat for the rest of the apples. Now that we're done cooking.
We're done cutting.
Now that we're done cutting, we're going to take all of these apples and we're going to put them in that thing.
The pan?
Yeah.
Because it's a pan, not a pot.
I just decided I'm just not ever going to call it anything and assume you'll cover my ass.
I gotcha.
Good. Well, he turns the heat on to a medium or a low heat, like a 5 or a 4. I'm going to try to take all the seeds out of these apples. Now that we've finished that, we're going to fry them. I said melt it, not stick it to the pan. Billy's microwaving butter to melt it. And a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Brown sugar is really easy. It's like a light brown, delicious sugar that you can eat on anything. It's like, I don't know, it's brown sugar, man. What do you want me to say about it? We're using a 1/2 cup of it. We also need...
No, I'm not doing it again.
Your spoon, our spoon. We're using the little one. We need a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're also using a wooden spoon because apples get really soft and tender and we don't want to break them with a knife. So right now what we're trying to do is just mix around this brown sugar and butter and cinnamon and try to get it into like a gooey, pasty thing. While we wait for that to guetize, we're going to start the waffles. So William is going to finely chop some apples. And this apple, apparently. And then we're going to start making the waffles. Go. To finely chop apples, you're just going to take the apples that you already cut, kind of cut it the same style, and you're just going to slice them on their side like this. He's actually going to chop it a lot more. You're trying to make it as small as you can because it's got to fit in the little waffle iron, and there's not much room. So, up to it. So as you may have noticed, the goo is taking a lot longer than expected. That's because someone here turned on the wrong burner. So we've restarted. So now we have our apples, and that is a nice gooey mess. And we're just going to add these. While Billy stirs that continually for 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to make the waffle apple. I'm going to teach you how to make apple waffles. For apple waffles, you're going to need a cup of finely diced apples, which goes in a bowl. You're also going to need the same amount, 1/4 cup of butter, which also goes in a bowl. You'll also need 2 cups of milk. Which surprisingly goes in a bowl. 2 cups of pancake or waffle mix. Lift tab and pull. No, it didn't work at all.
Use a knife. I like it.
Two cups of pancake or waffle mix. You'll also need 2 eggs. And then whisk it. And that should be good enough. It looks a little drippy, but it's waffles, I don't really care. And each time you do waffles, it's like about a cup goes into it. Just so you know. And knowing is half the battle. While waiting, actually, get a shot of these apples.
This is the kind of color we're looking for. A little darker compared to right here. So once they all start looking like this, I think it'll be ready.
Speaking of ready, our waffle iron's ready. Open it up, put a little butter on it, get your cup thing, pour some in, cap it. Using a waffle iron's cool because you cook it until it steams. If you don't have a waffle iron, you're poor. And you can make pancakes.
That's great.
Horrible to great.
Pancakes.
Like Attila the Hun. He was horrible, he became great.
Oh, right.
And hopefully they're not burnt. They're very tender. Waffles. Open your mouth.
It's hot.
Watch out, it's hot.
This is what apples were supposed to look like in nature.
This is what you want your apples to look like. It's hot though. Watch out.
And they're done.
And for Steve Jobs, that's apple waffles and southern fried apples. Now get out of my house. Did I stutter? Oh, yes.
God.
Other way. We've been over
God.
this. Tape? Really? They look delicious. It tastes delicious. Now get out of my house.